I wanted to introduce my new prototype. This is a large update to the weather tracker that I did, which used a little wind-up motor. This has a number of functional features, all of which are tied to a single step-down motor, which I found on Amazon, a small motor that has a gearbox in it that slows down the rotation to something we can use. Most motors I've found are fan speed, and that's too fast for some things. And gearing it down myself would have been bulky and noisy, and I've tried it before, and even that didn't work very well. So this has two electronic functions, but multiple physical functions. So the first thing I want to point out is the box itself. It looks very much like the weather tracker, but it's twice as big. Like, it's quite big, and it's got a barrel here similar to the weather tracker, a panel much like the weather tracker. Some of the details are the same. There's a radar dish here in the back. This is the battery compartment that I put a handle on, but the battery has a switch attached. I bought these with a switch, which is really handy because making your own switches is kind of difficult. And the details very much like the weather tracker. And I just want to go through some of the functions now. So the first little cheesy function is this light. It's one of the Santa noses from the Dollar Tree, and it flashes two red lights in sequence, and that'll go for like 32 times and then it stops. I think the battery's a bit low on that one. I can replace that later. And the great thing is this panel here has its own screw, and you unscrew this to replace just this panel here, not the whole box top. And you can pull out that little component and replace the two little button batteries independently. Now the battery pack in the back takes two AAAs. And you pull this out of here, the wires that come out here, and you pull this out and you replace the the two AAA batteries, push it back in, and that's that. Now let's get to what it does. So as you already know, it does this. But also, and like I said, the batteries are low now. When you turn it on, two antennas spin. One spins and one reciprocates. So what's happening is this antenna is sitting on a barrel inside. The motor is right about here, and it's spinning a gear that spins a larger gear on this barrel. And the barrel has an axle coming up through and a cam arm, and that spins this antenna. Meanwhile, a cam arm inside is going around and around and pushing an arm that is swinging this antenna back and forth. That's all using one gear. And then the gear has another gear here that comes down and turns into a differential gear that makes this radar rotate. All this is powered by one motor. But then the really cool part is over here. The barrel that the motor is spinning has a groove going around the outside. But there's inside that barrel is another barrel with a vertical slit that allows light to come out vertically. And the barrel has this undulating wave cut into it. So what you see looks like a readout. The actual path right now is a bit exaggerated. I'm going to make it look a little more subtle. But this was an experiment I've been waiting to try for years. I wasn't sure it was going to work, but yeah, it really works. It gets the illusion across. I'm probably going to make it look more like a heartbeat. Also, this will have stickers, which I don't have attached right now. And this is really just a prototype. Full production models will start coming out when I get ready. There's some few little details, like you can hear a little knocking in there. That's because the gears aren't really smooth. I got to smooth those out a little. But other than that, it's working pretty well. And that's kind of the big secret I've been working on.